Welcome to Cultura Latina. This week we'll discover the world of folk art in Peru as a reflection of the vivid identity of the people. And also we'll give you a close look to a colorful chocolate fair in Caracas, Venezuela. Follow the music, admire the art, place yourself inside historic architecture. Every week, here on Telesur English. Welcome to Cultura Latina. The central Andes and coastal areas of Peru have been honing their skills in what used to be known solely as handicrafts, now considered traditional art. Take a look.
Flaviano González was born in Molinos, a little district in the central Andes of Peru, which is famous because of the fine wooden pieces that are made there. The son and heir to the art of the great carver Pablo González, he left his work as a mechanical engineer when his father died, just to handle some assignments that his deceased father had left, but 30 years later he still hasn't managed to quit this work, which is slowly disappearing in his town.
Yo tengo 4 hermanos, cada hermano tiene su característica propia en sus trabajos, ¿no?
I have 4 brothers. Each one of us shows his own characteristic in his pieces. Then we add all that, first defending the tradition. That is the most important thing for us. We always have that in mind. 80% of our products are traditional designs. Benches with bull heads, roosters, hens, wooden dolls. It is a long list, useful things. We always make those things, and we keep the way of painting the original finish.
Entonces, básicamente hacemos eso siempre, la forma del pintado, del acabado.
Thanks to the sale of his wooden toys, Flaviano González has acquired an important place in the hearts of children and their parents. Meanwhile, the products made of chambira palm and other natural materials which Dora Roque Vega sells mean the chance of a better life for the members of the 18 Bora, Huitoto, Cocaima, Yagua and Muinana communities who are brought together within the Federation of Native Communities of Ampillacu River at the Amazon state of Loreto.
It's very important for the community, not for me, because I'm a representative, because there is a lot of poverty there. The need, we don't get much assistance from the government. Sometimes missionaries arrive, along with some of their support. The community needs medicines against illnesses, cancer, malaria, which is plentiful in the zone, tuberculosis, and there are no doctors near our community. 4 or 5 hours away is Pebas. In that district live 1 or 2 doctors, but that is not enough.
Taking part at fairs like Rurakmaki, which means handmade in Quechua, is also the chance for popular artists to let others know their culture through their own products. That is the case of Rosa Choque González, representative of the Weaver Association of Carumas, a small locality in Moquegua, a state in the south coast of Peru.
I have brought little blankets with the motifs of the Jiribaya culture. We are reviving the knitting of our forebears, which we have had here, in that culture. We have the dog designs, male and female. We have pelicans, we have monkeys, sea waves.
The trade fair of traditional popular art, organized by the Culture Ministry twice a year, tries to link groups of popular artists who work in distant zones and therefore have difficulties selling their products. It embraces pieces that save or recover ancestral techniques or forms, but also those that express the adaptation to new meanings and the creative capacities that are typical of immaterial patrimony.
I think we are now understanding much better that the wealth of Peru is in our diversity and not in trying to create one solid identity, as if Peru was just a single thing and everyone is exactly the same as the others. We are not the same. We have the same rights and duties, but we are not the same in our identity. Each one comes from another cultural source, and in that diversity lies the wealth of Peru.
The creative capacity and ability of Peruvian hands have managed to transform nearly every material offered by the environment, trunks, leaves, fruits, stones, mud, the hair of different animals and many others, into decorative and useful objects.
Venezuela is known for its cocoa quality. Let's see how this is celebrated through a chocolate fair that dazzled visitors from all over the country.
With its Caribbean climate making it perfect for growing cocoa beans, Venezuela is famous amongst chocolate connoisseurs for producing the best cocoa in the world. A reputation which for centuries has seen Venezuelan cocoa exported to some of the most renowned chocolate makers in Europe. In this chocolate fair in Caracas, however, a revival of artisanal chocolate making techniques will mean that these chocolate delights will be travelling no further than Venezuela's capital city.
You cut it open like this, in quarters, and then you remove the pulp. That pulp is put into a sack for 3 days and left to ferment. Then you have to leave it out in the sun, then take it back in again, then leave it out in the sun, then take it back in again.
The chocolate fair is the result of efforts in recent years to kickstart local chocolate production and to revive Venezuela's cocoa industry, which at one point was the mainstay of the country's economy before being eclipsed by coffee and eventually oil. Ironically, the move is making chocolate increasingly available to the public in the cocoa-growing country.
This participation and opportunity is really important. The participation of all the artisans so they can provide us with this delicacy which exists in our country.
One of the groups dedicated to promoting this comeback is the Our Land Foundation, a not-for-profit group which organised the fair.
We are working with small producers and chocolate entrepreneurs, as well as artisans. We're teaching them to transform the cocoa bean into chocolate.
Whilst the fair was a chance for small producers and artisans to exhibit and sell their products, it was also an opportunity to educate residents on the properties of the magic cocoa bean, which was originally used to make a bitter hot drink known as chocolatl by the Mayans in the Central American region thousands of years ago.
Precisely the work that we've been carrying out of the collective, it is to change the mentality to see cocoa as sweet, because we know that the benefits of cocoa are much more than that. This product is rich in natural antioxidants, among other things, because it also contains vitamin B complex, calcium and iron. But we can highlight the antioxidants more, because that's what each seed contains the most of.
The recent revival is not only aimed at giving small producers and artisans like Mario a fairer deal, but also preserving the quality of Venezuelan cocoa, which according to the Our Lands Foundation is being undermined by large chocolate companies who prioritise buying in bulk over quality, cutting off the market to small producers who take longer over cocoa processing in order to end up with a more authentic product.
Inside this pod we can see these purple spots, which mean that it's not of a high quality, but rather a very low quality with these purple spots. This means that it's crossbred, foreign cacao pod.
For many of the chocolate producers here, however, the promotion of Venezuela's cocoa industry goes way beyond the economic. Instead, it represents an effort to decolonize and decommercialize cocoa production. Producers like Javier Marquez argue that the revival has helped to recover
in Venezuela, although cocoa is Indo-American origin, is that it has its roots in those civilizations. In Venezuela, cocoa is extremely linked to our African heritage, to the music, food and dances. We see this in Barlovento, where you have the African drums of Barlovento alongside cocoa. It's all related. Why? Because it was these people who worked on the cocoa plantations and who marked Venezuela with African influence in this area. Cocoa was an instrument of our oppression, of slavery. Now, cocoa is a tool for liberation. This is our slogan in the organization. What was an instrument as our slavery, now the descendants of those people, we are using it as tool for liberation. That is what is being done in Venezuela.
Thanks for watching. Next week we'll visit Ecuador's and Bolivia's rich cultural centers. See you then.